If just 6 numbers could unlock peace, prosperity, and purpose, would you believe it? Most people go through life feeling stuck. You work hard, stay kind, follow the rules, yet success feels out of reach. It's frustrating, right? But maybe the problem isn't effort. Maybe it's alignment. In ancient Buddhist teachings, numbers aren't just digits, they're energies. And when you align with the right ones, your life starts to shift. Not magically, but intentionally. These 6 numbers for April 2025 carry the vibrations of transformation, stability, letting go, growth, and inner strength. This isn't superstition. It's a deeper invitation to live in sync with universal rhythms and unlock the version of you that life's been waiting for. So if you've been searching for a sign to start fresh, to realign, or simply believe in yourself again, this is it. To kick off this journey, like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss what's next. Then comment, "I welcome growth and harmony into my life." That simple action sets a clear, powerful intention and opens the door to change. Ready to begin? Let's start with the first number. Part 1. The strength of 42. Building success through unity and trust. In a world obsessed with self-made stories and lone wolf success, the number 42 brings us back to a truth far older and wiser. Great things are never built alone. Spiritually, 42 is a powerful blend of 2 essential energies. The number 4 symbolizes foundation, practicality, and stability. The number 2 represents partnership, cooperation, and emotional intelligence. Together, 42 becomes a sacred reminder that success isn't just about strength. It's about shared strength. It's about creating foundations not just with effort, but with empathy. Let me share with you a story that captures this perfectly. Thomas was 60 years old when he lost everything. For over 30 years, he ran a modest construction company. It wasn't glamorous, but it was honest. He built homes with integrity, treated clients fairly, and took pride in every brick laid. Then came the recession. Clients vanished. Projects were canceled. Suppliers demanded payments he couldn't make. In just 8 months, everything collapsed. He lost the company, his reputation, even his home. But what haunted him more than bankruptcy was the silence. Old colleagues disappeared. His phone stopped ringing. Success had brought him crowds. Failure left him alone. That's when Mark called. They had once worked together years ago, parted on tense terms. But Mark wasn't calling to gloat. He was calling to offer a hand. "I've seen you build dreams from dust," Mark said. "Let's build something together." Thomas hesitated. Pride wanted him to say no, but humility whispered, "Maybe this time, don't do it alone." They started small, just a 2-man repair team, doing odd jobs. No ego, no fanfare, just honest work. But something magical happened when they worked together. They complemented each other, one meticulous, one visionary. They handled disagreements with patience, not power. They shared burdens, split wins, and grew not just a business, but a bond. 5 years later, they co-owned one of the most respected eco-construction firms in their region. Clients returned. So did the respect. But this time, success felt lighter because it was shared. That's the spiritual lesson of 42. True success isn't about standing above others. It's about standing with them. Buddhist teachings echo this wisdom beautifully. Thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. In life, we're conditioned to think independence is power. But interdependence, The ability to connect, collaborate, and co-create is what truly sustains us. Think about your own journey. Are you trying to do it all alone, out of fear or pride? Are there people you've pushed away, thinking you didn't need them? Could your next breakthrough come not from more effort, but from more connection? You see, success built alone might rise fast, but it often collapses just as quickly. But when we build on the steady ground of trust, teamwork, and mutual respect, we create something that weathers storms. Thomas didn't find success again because he worked harder. He found it because he allowed someone in. And in doing so, he rebuilt, not just a business, but his sense of belonging. So if you're standing at a crossroad, wondering whether to go it alone or open yourself to collaboration, let the number 42 remind you. You can go fast alone, but you'll go far together. And remember, a strong foundation isn't made of stone. It's made of people who believe in each other. Part 2, the wisdom of 9, letting go to begin again. If the number 9 had a voice, it would be soft, but clear. It would whisper, "This is the end of one chapter, but not the end of your story." In the language of spiritual numerology, 9 is the number of completion. Not finality in the sense of loss, but in the sense of transformation. It's the breath after the storm, the stillness before a new sunrise. It is the symbol of release, reflection, and renewal. To embrace 9 is to honor the truth of impermanence, a concept central to Buddhist philosophy. Everything is in constant flux. Holding on is suffering. Let me share with you a story that still moves me every time I think of it. Her name was Evelyn. She was 79, lived alone, and had not spoken to her younger sister in 40 years. The fight had been over something simple: inheritance, pride, hurt feelings. Over time, the details faded, but the bitterness hardened like stone. Evelyn wore it like a badge of silent pain. Everyone around her knew, don't mention her sister. But something changed on a quiet Tuesday morning. Evelyn, sitting by the window, heard a little boy outside tell his friend, "You don't have to be mad forever." It hit her like lightning. Later that week, she picked up the phone, found a number in an old drawer, and made a call with trembling hands. Her sister answered. There were no fireworks, no big emotional speeches, just silence, then tears. Then Evelyn said, "I don't even remember what we were fighting about. I just want peace before I go." They met a week later. 2 old women who had aged more from resentment than from time. But they smiled. They held hands. And Evelyn lived her final years lighter than she had been in decades. That is the wisdom of 9. It tells us, to move forward, we must release what we're clinging to. Whether it's a grudge, a regret, a belief that no longer serves you, or even a version of yourself you've outgrown. Letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Buddhist teachings remind us, conditions come and go, like clouds in the sky, like water in a stream. We suffer not because things end, but because we resist their ending. But when we accept impermanence, we find the door to a deeper peace. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, what are you still carrying that no longer serves your growth? What would your life feel like if you finally let it go? Let the energy of 9 guide you. Not to forget, but to forgive. Not to erase the past, but to liberate your future. Because sometimes, the most powerful beginning is the one that starts after you decide to release what's been holding you back. Part 3, the power of 88, abundance through aligned action. In the realm of spiritual numerology, 88 stands tall as a symbol of abundance, inner strength, and material success. But don't be fooled. This number isn't about fast money or lucky breaks. It's about something deeper. 88 is a mirror. What you put in, you get out. It carries the amplified vibration of 8, the number of karma, effort, and results. Doubled, it becomes a powerful reminder that wealth is not a prize. It's a reflection. Let me share with you a story that proves this truth. Tyler was born in a forgotten neighborhood, the kind people drive past but never stop in. By 18, he was clever, fast-talking, and ready to hustle his way out. He tried everything, flipping products online, small scams, selling things that weren't exactly legal. Money came fast and left just as quickly. He looked rich on social media but couldn't sleep at night. Deep down, he knew. I'm building on sand. One day, his younger sister came home crying. Their electricity had been shut off again. Tyler looked at her, scared, cold, disappointed, and something snapped inside him. He remembered an old man at the community center who used to say, "Quick money makes quick regrets. Real value builds real wealth." Tyler walked back to that center the next day. He volunteered to clean, to help. He started learning digital skills, slowly. He offered honest services, one by one. It was hard, slow, unsexy, but it was real. 3 years later, Tyler owned a small digital marketing firm. He paid his bills early. He slept like a baby. He looked in the mirror and saw someone he respected. That is the energy of 88. It says, "You don't get rich by wishing. You get rich by aligning your actions with your values." This number invites you to check yourself. Are your efforts aligned with your integrity? Are you building something real or something temporary? Are your thoughts empowering or sabotaging? As the Buddha once said, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." True abundance begins in the mind, but it's realized through action. 88 reminds us that wealth, true wealth, is the fruit of patience, not panic, consistency, not shortcuts, service, not schemes, and more than just money. Abundance means freedom, the kind that comes when you don't have to pretend, hide, or run. So today, align yourself. Think clearly, act intentionally, build what matters. And remember, the universe doesn't reward speed, it rewards sincerity. Because prosperity doesn't come from luck, it comes from how you plant your seeds, day by day. Part 4, the energy of 19, transformation through crisis. Life doesn't always knock. Sometimes it barges in, uninvited, unkind, and unapologetic. In spiritual numerology, the number 19 is the bridge between beginnings and endings, between the courage to start and the wisdom to let go. It combines the pioneering strength of 1 with the completion energy of 9. Together, they create a vibration of rebirth through hardship. When 19 shows up in your life, it doesn't promise comfort. It promises growth. Through change, through discomfort, through the kind of transformation that only crisis can spark. Let me tell you about someone who lived this number fully. Her name was Lisa. She had everything society told her she needed. A 6-figure job, a downtown apartment, travel plans booked months ahead. Busy, polished, unstoppable. Then the pandemic hit. In just 5 weeks, Lisa lost her job, her savings, and her identity. The silence in her apartment was louder than the chaos outside. She tried to keep up the image, but inside, she was unraveling. Until one day, she stopped fighting. She sold most of her things, moved back to her hometown, started walking daily, breathing deeper, cooking her own meals, reading books she used to ignore. Lisa didn't find a new job right away, but she found herself. She started a blog about intentional living. She connected with people who valued stillness over speed. And one quiet morning, while sipping tea on a porch she once thought too small, she smiled, genuinely. That's what 19 teaches us. Crisis doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to reshape you. The Buddha said it best. Each morning, we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. You are not your past. You are not your losses. You are this moment and what you choose to do with it. So if you're facing your own storm right now, if things feel like they're falling apart, maybe, just maybe, they're falling into place. 19 is your invitation to stop clinging to what no longer serves you. See endings as sacred. Trust that when one path crumbles, a new one is quietly forming beneath your feet. Lisa didn't go back to her old life. She built a new one, simpler, deeper, more meaningful. Not in spite of her crisis, but because of it. So take heart. What feels like ruin might be your real beginning, because life doesn't always destroy. Sometimes it just rebuilds you differently. Part 5. The energy of 23. The balance between creativity and grace. In a world that constantly asks us to choose between career and relationships, logic and emotion, firmness and softness, the number 23 arrives as a gentle guide, reminding us that we don't have to choose one over the other. We can be both. 23 blends the diplomacy of 2 with the expressive creativity of 3. It is the number of harmonious living, of knowing when to speak, when to listen, and how to move through life with both heart and mind. Let me introduce you to someone who embodied this energy. Her name was May. At 25, she was juggling 2 worlds. By day, she was a co-founder of a tech startup. By night, she painted. Not for money, for peace. In meetings, she was firm, but kind. When her team hit roadblocks, she offered solutions, but also compassion. When clients pushed too hard, she knew when to say no with a smile. Her art wasn't separate from her business. It fed her soul. It gave her perspective. And often, the calm she found in painting helped her handle the chaos of entrepreneurship with grace. People often asked, "How do you stay so centered?" Her answer was always the same. "I protect my peace first. Everything else follows." May didn't burn out. She blossomed. That's the gift of 23. It teaches us that balance isn't about doing less. It's about doing things with more awareness. We all face pressures, personal, professional, emotional, and it's easy to become rigid or reactive. But 23 reminds us, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. The Buddha. When we pause before reacting, when we speak with clarity instead of anger, when we choose collaboration over ego, we step into the energy of 23. So ask yourself, are you giving space for your creativity to breathe? Are your relationships a place of respect or control? Are you living with grace or just surviving the noise? The person who learns to live in balance, with self and others, with ambition and rest, is the one who lives longer and happier. May wasn't a magician. She simply knew her energy was her responsibility. And because of that, she created a life full of impact and inner peace. You can too. Let the energy of 23 remind you, grace is strength, creativity is wisdom, and harmony is the real success. Part 6. The strength of 4. Discipline and solid groundwork. In numerology, the number 4 stands as a symbol of structure, routine, and resilience. It's not flashy. It doesn't promise instant change, but it offers something even more valuable, a life built to last. Where others chase momentum, 4 builds foundation. Where others want shortcuts, 4 lays bricks. It whispers a quiet truth. Real success comes from what you do consistently, not what you do occasionally. Let me share the story of a man who lived by this truth every single day. Mr. Haruki was 106 years old when he passed away peacefully in his sleep. He lived in a small coastal town in Japan, known for nothing extraordinary, except for his extraordinary life. He never took supplements, never followed a trendy diet, never tried to hack his way to youth. Instead, every day of his life looked almost the same. He woke up at 5 o'clock a.m. He did light stretches while the water boiled for tea. He walked to the garden, barefoot, to check on his vegetables. He ate slowly, worked steadily, rested fully. He spoke little, but when he did, his words carried weight. When a young journalist once asked him, "What's your secret?" he smiled and replied simply, "Same tea, same walk, same peace." His secret wasn't mystical. It was rhythmic, a life built on quiet discipline, not drama. That is the silent power of 4. It says, build your life like a home you want to live in, not a hotel you're rushing through. We live in a time where people worship change, hustle, and overnight results. But lasting success is never built in chaos. It's crafted through methodical, grounded effort. The Buddha taught, before you climb the mountain, plant your roots deep into the earth. Whether it's your health, relationships, finances, or spiritual path, without a foundation, nothing holds. Think about it. Are your days shaped by intention or impulse? Do your habits support the person you say you want to be? Are you building something solid or balancing on sand? You can't build a castle with shaky hands, and you can't live a peaceful life on unstable ground. 4 invites you to return to the basics. Wake up at the same time. Eat mindfully. Say what you mean. Follow through. Be patient with progress. It may not look exciting, but it works. Mr. Haruki didn't aim for longevity. He aimed for balance, and in doing so, he unlocked what many spend lifetimes chasing: a peaceful, purpose-driven, long life. So if you've been feeling scattered, lost, or constantly starting over, let the number 4 remind you, you don't need more speed, you need more stability, because you can't build a castle if you're still standing on sand. So here we are, 6 numbers, 6 energies, 6 quiet messengers that carry lessons the world desperately needs to remember. 42 whispered, you don't have to build alone. 9 reminded, letting go isn't the end, it's the beginning. 88 declared, abundance isn't given, it's grown. 19 proved, crisis doesn't break you, it reveals you. 23 showed, balance isn't weakness, it's wisdom in motion. 4 grounded us. Without discipline, dreams collapse. These numbers aren't lucky charms. They're invitations. Invitations to realign, to think deeper, to live better, and maybe, just maybe, to believe again. Not in fate, but in your ability to shape your future with clarity, intention, and heart. The universe doesn't reward noise. It responds to alignment. So as April unfolds, carry these 6 energies with you, not as magic, but as mirrors. Let them reflect the truths you've always known deep down. You don't need to chase more, you just need to tune in. If this journey spoke to you, don't let it end here. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss the wisdom ahead. And here's your closing affirmation. Comment below. I am aligned with clarity, strength, and peace. Because when you declare your energy, you don't just wait for luck. You become the kind of person luck is drawn to. Let the numbers guide you, but let you lead the way.